Love is something that many people talk about, but living it every single day in a relationship is an entirely different journey. For gay couples, intimacy and connection are not just about romance, affection, or passion. They're about creating a safe, affirming space where love can thrive without fear or hesitation. When you are in a same-gender relationship, you are not just navigating the ordinary challenges of partnership. Now, let's also acknowledge something real. Relationships, whether gay, straight, or otherwise, are not always easy. There are arguments, misunderstandings, stress from work, family pressures, and sometimes even struggles with communication. But for gay couples, there can also be unique challenges like internalized shame, fear of rejection, or difficulty finding safe spaces where their love is fully accepted. That is why deepening intimacy is not just a luxury, it is a necessity. It becomes the anchor that keeps the relationship steady, even when the world outside feels uncertain. This guide is not about offering quick fixes or one-size-fits-all answers. Instead, it is about helping you reflect on your relationship, embrace your unique love story, and discover new ways to strengthen the bond you already share. It's about reminding you that intimacy is not just about sex. Though physical passion can be a beautiful part of it, it's about building trust, fostering emotional closeness, and creating a partnership where both of you feel seen, valued, and celebrated. Communicate with radical honesty. Every lasting relationship is built on a foundation of trust, and at the heart of that trust lies communication. Without it, intimacy cannot truly exist. For gay couples, communication takes on an even deeper layer of meaning because many of us have had to navigate life carrying secrets, hiding parts of who we are, or carefully choosing what to say in order to feel safe. When we enter a relationship, sometimes those old habits linger. We might hesitate to share our fears, our needs, or our insecurities, afraid that even our partner might judge us. But this is where radical honesty becomes the key to intimacy. Radical honesty is not about being blunt, cruel, or unfiltered. It's about authenticity. It's the conscious choice to speak the truth of your heart in a way that invites understanding Sitting in the same room while scrolling through your phone or watching TV without interaction isn't the same as connecting. True quality time means putting away distractions, making eye contact, engaging in meaningful conversations, and creating experiences that make both of you feel valued. It's less about how much time you spend together and more about the depth of that time. 10 minutes of undivided attention can sometimes be more intimate than hours spent side by side without connection. One of the most effective ways to prioritize quality time is through rituals. These don't need to be elaborate. They can be as simple as sharing morning coffee, taking an evening walk, or checking in with each other at the end of the day. Rituals anchor your relationship, creating little moments that consistently remind you both of your bond. They help protect your intimacy from being drowned out by the busyness of life. For gay couples, quality time can also mean intentionally creating safe, joyful experiences together. Depending on where you live, public displays of affection may not always feel comfortable. This makes it even more important to carve out spaces where your love is celebrated. Whether that's attending LGBTQ+ events together, traveling to places where you can hold hands freely, or simply creating a cozy, affirming atmosphere at home, those shared moments strengthen your connection and affirm your love. It's also important to balance routine with spontaneity. While consistent rituals provide stability, spontaneous acts bring excitement and novelty. Surprise your partner with a small gesture, like planning a fun outing, cooking their favorite meal, or writing a heartfelt note. These unexpected expressions of care communicate, "I'm thinking about you," and keep the relationship feeling alive and fresh. Another key aspect of quality time is communication. Use these moments not just for fun, but also to talk about your hopes, dreams, challenges, and emotions. Ask that hasn't always offered equal encouragement. When you stand by your partner's side through these journeys, you don't just love them, you empower them. Supporting growth begins with encouragement. Every person has goals, whether big or small, and knowing that your partner believes in you can be the difference between giving up and pushing forward. Maybe your partner wants to start a new career, go back to school, or try a new creative hobby. By showing interest, offering help, or simply cheering them on, you communicate, "I believe in you." Direction and create shared victories to celebrate. These collective goals remind you both that intimacy is not just about comfort in the present, it's also about building a meaningful future together. Growth also means learning from challenges. No couple is perfect, and mistakes will happen. Supporting each other's growth requires patience and forgiveness. When one of you stumbles, the other has a choice: to criticize or to encourage. As we come to the close of this guide, take a moment to reflect on what intimacy really means to you and your partner. It's easy to think of intimacy as something abstract or complicated, but at its core, it is about presence. It's about showing up for one another, not just in the exciting moments, but in the quiet, everyday ones. Deepening intimacy is not about grand gestures. It's about the small, consistent actions that build trust and create a safe, loving environment where both partners can flourish. If you take anything away from this guide, let it be this: intimacy is not about perfection. It's about authenticity. You don't need to have the perfect words, the perfect plans, or the perfect relationship to experience deep connection. What matters is honesty, openness, and the willingness to keep learning about one another every single day. Every time you listen deeply, every time you forgive, every time you share your truth, you are investing in the bond that holds your relationship together. For gay couples especially, intimacy and connection are acts of courage. To love openly in a world that has not always been welcoming is already a powerful statement. But beyond that, to nurture a bond that is healthy, joyful, and resilient is a form of love that cannot be shaken by outside judgment. It is the kind of love that builds a private sanctuary in which both partners can feel fully themselves, safe, accepted, and cherished. Remember also that intimacy evolves. The way you connected in the first few months of your relationship may not look the same after years together, and that's okay. Growth is a natural part of love. Instead of fearing change, embrace it as an opportunity to discover new depths of connection. Ask new questions, share new experiences, and allow your love to adapt to who you are becoming. Intimacy is not a fixed point. It is a journey that unfolds with every step you take together. As you move forward with your partner, try to cultivate rituals that anchor your bond. Maybe it's a nightly check-in where you share how your day went. Maybe it's a weekly date night, or a tradition that belongs only to the two of you. These little acts of consistency build a foundation of trust and closeness that will sustain your relationship through challenges and celebrate it in moments of joy. Above all, never forget that love is a choice. Every day, you choose to love your partner again, to show up, to listen, to forgive, to celebrate. That choice is the heartbeat of intimacy. And when both partners make that choice with care and intention, the connection between them becomes unshakable. So, here's the final thought I want to leave you with. Intimacy is not just about what happens between two people, it's about what they create together. A love that is tender, resilient, and enduring.